everyone, and welcome back to your favorite video game podcast. We are back. We are on the internet. We are in your earballs. We are Game Honey. And I am Tayoing. And today with me is my dear friend and co-host, Polar.
The energy gap between your intro and my intro is staggering.
Wait, no, I was very happy to introduce to say your name.
No, not that, but just the way I do it every weekend. And
I see.
When you introduce the show, I guess I don't have the bold confidence to claim that this would be people's favorite podcast.
The unearned confidence, one might say.
Yes.
You got to earn that unearned confidence, man. You got to just... Sometimes you got to grab life by the balls.
I think the whole point of it is that you don't really have to earn it. But...
Yes, in any case, Polar, where can people find you?
They can find me at Kumaguma Polar.
Oh, yes, they can find me at Tylink, and you can find us together at Game Honey Game on Twitter. So send all your questions, comments, and whatnot right there. And let's.
I remember the last time we got a question.
Yes, it happens sometimes. Let's begin the show. So,
sure.
You want to jump right in with what I'm assuming you are most eager to talk about?
Give me some news. I think you know exactly what I want to hear.
All right. So, the news that you want to talk about, I think, is Metroid Prime 4.
You know me too well. For a brief second, I thought
Valentine tomorrow.
Yeah, that bodes well. Indeed, yes. Metroid Prime 4. This has not been confirmed, but it's very close to being confirmed, apparently, because Eurogamer has multiple sources, and they deem this story to be very accurate. And the story is that Bandai Namco is apparently working on Metroid Prime 4. So the mystery studio has been revealed.
Yeah, and apparently it's been, from what I heard about it, it was being worked on by some of the guys that were working on Star Wars 1313, which was the Star Wars game that was shown at E3 a few years back to a pretty universal cheers and hopeful sighs from Star Wars fans all across the globe, and then got canceled.
Was the gameplay that they showed at the time, was it in-game, or were they just target renders?
From what we know, it was in-game.
Okay.
Maybe they were finagling it behind the scenes, but from all we know about it, it was in-game, and it looked really nice.
But, yeah.
It still looks pretty nice.
Still.
If that's... considering it's a couple of years ago.
If that's sort of the thing you have to lead with when you're introducing this studio, that still has me a little bit concerned, I have to admit, because Bandai Namco, this was their Singapore studio. According to Eurogamer, it has since been moved over to Bandai Namco Japan. But they've never made a game like this. Then again, neither had Retro back in the day.
Yeah, and... it is an important IP, maybe not their main IP, but an important IP nonetheless, so I'm sure that Nintendo wouldn't just throw it out willy-nilly.
No, I appreciate your childlike confidence in big companies, but...
Oh, Nintendo.
You remember, I played Metroid
Trust
Other
fall.
M sitting next to you. And
yes,
I was scanning a room for what seemed to be 2 minutes because I had to be pixel perfect to trigger an event.
It was not a very good game, no. This is not that studio.
It wasn't a very good Metroid game. No, but that's my point. Nintendo hasn't been... Retro has delivered some extremely high-quality products, but, I mean... Nintendo isn't infallible in the studios that it chooses, and I will remind you that we got Metroid Federation Force for the 3DS as the most recent entry in the series.
Which I don't think was really bad.
Well, it got a solid 6 out of 10 on Metacritic, so Can't say it.
It's not. It didn't fail the class. Had basic competence.
Yeah, I mean, coming off a bunch of timeless classics. I mean, it's a bit of a jump, but
I never finished the first one. Shame on me. Prime, I mean.
A shame on me, by the way, for naming Federation Force the most recent entry in the series when I just completely overlooked Metroid 2 Other
the
M.
remake, yes.
Other M. Oh,
Other
God.
M.
This is not going well for me.
Oh boy.
The return of Seamus.
Seamus. I'll return of Seamus. I'm back. I'm back to this planet hunting some Metroids. Oh, that was a terrible accent. My apologies.
I hope Adam is listening.
Any case, where was I going? Oh, yes. I never finished the first Prime, which I do want to do at some point, but I know that you finished. Yes,
I'm sure you do, buddy.
No, actually, yes, I will.
That is a game that I would like to play and finish. You might as well put it on a shirt.
Hey. The last time I said that about...
It was last week, probably.
Untold Stories Untold. I keep messing up the name. And I played it, and I finished it. Thank you very much.
I'm sure if anybody can be bothered to fact check, there will be many, many, many games to leverage against his argument. But...
Well, this is the only one that counts.
But who's counting?
There. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, as a big fan of the Prime series, what you wanted to see in this new Prime. What you do, your do's and don'ts for Bandai Namco.
I'm glad you asked. I have no idea. I never actually do I ever think about this stuff? Like if a studio doesn't like actively fuck up the formula, usually I will gladly just ride the wave and see what they come up with. Considering that I have to admit something as well. I didn't finish Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. It didn't grab me in the same way that the other two, that the previous two entries did. I would just appreciate a really solid entry in the Prime series. That's basically all that I ask for.
Yeah, they don't have to come up with all new stuff as long as it's solid for you. As long as it's a nostalgic trip.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Putting words in your mouth.
Give me exactly the same. No, but just the formula. The formula works, and we haven't gotten anything like it since the Wii days. What is that? 15 million years ago, 10 years ago.
Something like that.
If they can build on that formula and somehow enhance it, that's already a fairly tall order. So if they can pull that off, I'm not considering the pedigree here. I don't want to reach for the stars. I don't want to be disappointed. I look forward to the first trailer, which I'm sure we'll see around E3 times.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that we're gonna see anything.
But
this
they can't
honestly.
not show anything, right?
But all we've seen recently, when they recently announced it, was just a JPEG.
That was E3 last year.
Was that E3 last year?
I'm just gonna bluff my way through it and say yes. I'm pretty sure it was E3 last year.
I have a feeling it was more recent than that, but maybe you're right. I mean, we're both getting old. Our heads start leaking.
You a little bit more so than I.
You're older than me.
Yeah, but you don't age well, my friend.
Yeah, I want to say something to that, but I mean...
I age like fine wine, you age like a grape.
Wrinkly, and if you eat me, you'll choke. Because there's
you have interesting dietary habits.
Yes. Anyway,
that's
it
your
for,
Metroid Prime 4
for Metroid
talk
Prime.
For the coming 3 months.
But we do have some other Nintendo news, namely that
surprise,
Nintendo
surprise.
points can now be used on the eShop, on the Switch eShop, which is pretty great because those points were pretty useless so far.
I don't know if I have any points. Do I? I'm sure I do.
Pretty sure you do. Did you play any of the Nintendo apps?
Not
I know
in
the
recent
answer is
memory,
yes.
no.
No, but have you ever booted them up?
Yeah. I played a little
Then
bit
you
of
have
Miitomo.
points. Then you have points. Or coins, I think. I'm not exactly sure what they're called now. You had the points before, and then they threw that all out, and now you have the new ones that are supposedly carrying over between the apps and now Switch, which is a good thing. I always like it when you can earn points that you can actually do something with in real life, in the sense now that you can earn these points through playing games, and you'll get small discounts on video games.
Answer me this. How small are these discounts?
So I have a quote here from an article here. Each gold point is worth 1 pence, 1 penny, 1 penny, I think, in the UK, or €1 cent.
That is not a lot.
No. So if you spend it's from Eurogamer, so it's in pounds. But if you spend £40, you get 200 gold points, which are then worth £2 of your next purchase.
And have you any idea how many coins you currently have in your possession?
I don't know, but I can actually look that up.
That'll be fascinating radio.
Oh yeah. You all want to? Oh no, I don't think I can look it up at the moment. Well, I think I have like a couple, like 2,000 or something. Maybe.
Oh really?
So that's like 10
Come
to
on,
20
you can do
pounds. I don't know exactly how many points I have.
If that translates directly to euros, yeah, that'll be $20, right?
Yeah, so that's nice. I like that. I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that. Do we want to keep it Nintendo-centric this week as well, or do you have something else?
Well, I do have some other, because Nintendo, as we all know, is only for the kids and not for the real gamers.
Yes.
With a Z. I have some other kid-friendly news.
Oh.
The popular game Five Nights at Freddy is getting a movie remake.
I have no idea why we're talking about this.
Not a remake, but a make. And it's helmed by... it's helmed by Christopher Columbus.
If we use real people words, we call this a movie adaptation.
Yes, that you could use that. You could be lame and use that term, but yeah, sure.
A make.
A make. They're getting a make. Christopher Columbus is heading up the is being
the Christopher Columbus.
The Christopher Columbus. Can you tell me what he is known for?
Murdering a whole bunch of natives.
Oh, wait, no, that's a different Christopher Columbus. I didn't
know that was such
wait.
Controversial statement to make.
No, the director, Chris Columbus, he is known, for many things, among which Mrs. Doubtfire, the first 2 Harry Potter movies, Home Alone.
All the classics.
All the kid-friendly classics. So who better to make a movie about animatronics with dead bodies in them that kill kids?
Well, outside of YouTubers that like to scream into their cameras really loudly, I think these games are by far the most popular among kids.
Yeah, they have been marketed quite a bit.
It's not
that's
really
because of the.
It's not actually violent, right? It's just creepy because at the end, if
scares.
the kill screen is, the doll shows up in front of you and that's it, and it screams.
Yeah.
So I can totally see this being a PG-13 quote-unquote horror movie.
But yeah, the lore behind it, which I'm not super familiar with.
The dankest, I'm sure.
But it's pretty dark shit. And it's apparently based on like actual real life murders. From what I understand. The first one at least.
Based on real events?
Yeah.
That's every horror movie now.
Yeah, well, in any case, I just think it's such a weird. It's such a weird choice, but
is it based on the other Christopher Columbus' life? Because that would be pretty dark.
Yeah, he was an animatronic too. Back in
he had this galleon.
Back in those days.
A slave ship.
Yeah, it's interesting to see a sort of resurgence of video game movies now. Apparently, with the Mario movie also being in development, and the new Tomb Raider movie that they're working on.
Is there a new Tomb Raider movie coming?
Yeah, with Alicia Vikander, I think her name is. She was in Ex Machina, the robot lady. In any case, so there was a time when there were a lot of shitty video game movies, and then they went away for a long time, and now
they're back.
They're coming back. Not 100% sure if they're shitty yet, but I mean, they're probably going to be shitty. Let's face it. Speaking of other shitty stuff, the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer is out.
And, I didn't find it that shitty.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what's happening, but it looks nice.
Yeah, it does look nice, but for me, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. Look, I enjoyed the first one when I played it, way back, and it's just it feels so bloated. This whole franchise. The 3 was announced 15 years ago at this point. I don't know exactly, but a long time ago. And they just keep
in Square Enix
terms,
they call that 2 weeks.
Yeah. It was just announced. Yeah.
That was recent,
I don't know.
right?
I want it to be really good because I did like Kingdom Hearts in the past, and it does look nice, but we don't even know if it's really, they say 2018 for release, but I mean, we're not going to believe that until it's actually out.
But then again, is this, I think it looks really nice. It looks super colorful, and it actually looks like it might be pretty fun to play as well. But I don't know what's happening. I watched a story recap a while ago, and I think literally an hour later, I already forgot everything that happened in this series.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just so bloated and convoluted at this point. If I'm not a big fan of reboots, but if any franchise deserves a reboot, it's probably Kingdom Hearts.
and just take it away from Square Enix entirely.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea.
Just give it to give it back to Disney and have them repackage it into a easily digestible, inoffensive, family fun thing that has no creative vision behind it.
That's what I like most of my media to be. Just inoffensive, very low impact. Don't like to be confronted with anything. No, look, I want it to be good, and it might actually be good, but it's been in development so long, and yeah, I don't know. I find it hard to have faith in this game.
Why? Didn't you think the trailer looked pretty good?
It looked good, yeah, sure. But the trailer the teaser that they had years ago looked good as well, and yeah, I'm not gonna get excited about it because it's just gonna get pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. When it comes out, it might be great, but until then, I'm not gonna be excited about it. Also, I think it's strange that they haven't shown any Marvel or Star Wars themed worlds, because I think Kingdom Hearts 2 had Pirates of the Caribbean, which was really weird because you have all these cartoony characters and then they have a quote-unquote realistic-looking Johnny Depp in there all of a sudden. It was really weird. Didn't really work, but they've done it before, so I would be surprised if they didn't put Marvel or Star Wars in there somewhere.
I'm sure Square Enix would love some Disney of that now. Marvel money.
Yeah.
It didn't work out too well for Capcom, though.
No, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure
they only have themselves to thank for that.
Yeah. Then maybe later. I can see that being a tease for when we get closer to release.
If ever. But,
it looks like a game.
It looks like a game. And I hope it'll be a good one. Until it ever releases, I'm going to remain slightly skeptic.
All right.
But with that, I see. Oh, that just turned into a segue, because I see of Thieves. I played with your expectations there. You were thinking that I was going to say I see this and this and that, but I turned the C, S-E-E, into S-E-A.
I don't get it.
Into Sea of Thieves. The best jokes are the ones that you have to explain in minute detail.
This is not actually a news item. I guess we did have some previews come out for Sea of Thieves, and I thought it would be good to not talk exclusively about Nintendo and Sony on this podcast.
Sure.
But I've been reading a bunch of previews and seeing some footage on Sea of Thieves, and it actually looks like Rare might have a good game on their hands with this one.
Yeah. I watched some footage as well, and it just looks like a shit ton of fun.
You didn't? I was sad that I missed out on the beta.
Yeah,
that's something that I retroactively wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, me too. The problem for me is I looked into it, and you need either an Xbox One, which I live in Japan, so obviously I don't have one, or Windows 10, and our computers aren't running Windows 10 here.
What?
So,
what are you running?
8, I think.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Why?
I think so.
Because you had a free upgrade for the longest time.
Oh, no, wait. I have Windows 10 on my laptop, but my laptop isn't very good.
Why doesn't your wife have Windows 10?
Because I think there were clashes with the software, with the recording software that was giving issues. I think that was it. There was a reason for it. So, yeah, I'll have to get a good computer to play it on, because I do want to play it. It looks really fun. It looks like it. The only thing is that it does really seem like a game that you need other people to play with to enjoy it fully. I think it'll be pretty difficult to get a lot out of the game when you're playing by yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a very multiplayer oriented game from what I've seen. And while I really wonder how big the map is, because it seems like there aren't that many islands. Maybe I'm not reading it. Maybe the map is bigger than they showed so far, or it changes or something. I don't know.
I'm sure this will be updated over time, right?
I guess, yeah. It just looked like there were only like 20 islands, and the islands aren't that big. But yeah, maybe I just didn't see that properly. But from what the footage that I saw, the maps that I saw on the footage, it didn't seem super big. But then again,
from what I've heard though, is that people who have now experience with the beta, they have had a really big variety of different experiences, and I think this would be the type of game that really lends itself well to just being infinitely replayable. And if they keep adding content throughout its lifespan, I'd rather have a little bit smaller, denser map than just a vast ocean with a bunch of tiny islands. I know that's not what you're advocating, but you're not the only one putting words into people's mouths.
Yeah, no, I really like Pirates of the
That's such a pure statement.
It's I like Pirates. I really enjoyed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and just like taking a ship and sailing across the sea. There's something really cool about that, and the fact that you can do it with friends and everyone has their own role. I think it's quite. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there are many games like that. There's probably a bunch of indie games like that, maybe, but not ones that I know. So,
well, I have good news for you, because I am looking at the PC requirements for Sea of Thieves, and it's pretty scalable. It ranges all the way from the ultra setting, which they call mythical, to the minimum setting, which is called cursed. And you would be running the game at 540p. But, I mean, you're used to the Nintendo Switch, so that'll work.
I'm getting immediate flashbacks to my roommate when I lived in Nagasaki. You surely remember this when we used to play Call of Duty together.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his settings were, but they were.
Gotta get that
worst.
60 FPS experience, bro. He didn't get 60 FPS. Yeah, I think he was running. Call of Duty was scalable to what? I think that was below 540 even. No, that couldn't have been.
It might have been.
320 is a bit ambitious. But yeah, it looked like a bar soap.
Yeah, a very exciting bar of soap.
It barely looked like anything at all.
And still he managed to get all the kills.
Yeah, but we can play on the cursed setting.
All right. Sweet.
That should be doable. If we integrated graphics, 4
gigabytes
of RAM.
Head out into those briny seas.
Yeah. Well, briny they will be.
Yes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Not really news per se, but definitely a game that I'm
having a rare game come out that's good again. That's news. That's news to me.
That's a good point. One thing with news from the beta coming out, apparently there won't be custom characters, which I think is kind of strange in what is essentially an MMO. You can't customize your character. I don't know. I think it's not anything significant, I suppose, but it's so strange. It just seems strange to me. Does it make sense?
Sure.
Thank you.
No, that does. That is a little strange. I would imagine that's an option, but maybe something that'll be added along the line.
It'll randomly generate characters for you, and you can choose one, and then you can because there will be a microtransaction system in the game. No loot boxes, but there will be customizable.
At least you won't be able to buy new skins then.
Well, you will be able to buy like accessories like beards and hats and eye patches and whatnot.
So you can customize your character.
So you can customize it, but just not like you can't create a custom character with like your face and whatnot. I don't know.
So
you have to pay money to customize it.
You might have to play as a woman.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody knows women can be pirates.
Actually, there were a couple of famous women pirates.
Fake news, my friend.
In any case,
that's what we call fake news.
Speaking of mythical and cursed settings for your video games, the beast that is the PS4 Pro has added some super sampling.
A relative
meaning
beast. ...
Well,
basically meaning that if you run games not on 4K resolution, but on 1080p, I'm fucking this up already. Shall I just read it to you?
Yes,
what Forbes says here. The PS4 Pro is capable of rendering games at resolutions greater than 1080p. Until now, however, the benefits of higher resolution images were lost to players who combined a Pro with a 1080p HD TV. So, I actually did say it right. You needed a 4K TV to reap the benefits of the Pro's increased graphics processing power. Yeah, I lost myself like midway through that sentence. Sony is finally solving this problem by including super sampling option in a firmware update that's now in beta testing for the PS4.
Sweet. Game Honey, your number one source for reading articles from other websites.
Get the real pronunciation news here.
Don't
trust anyone else. Woo. Yeah, so that's good for people who own a Pro but don't own a 4K TV.
That's me.
You own a Pro?
I guess it's good news. Yeah, we have a Pro.
Oh yeah, because you need a bigger hard drive.
Oh, it's GaB's PS4 Pro because our other PS4 was having some issues, so we needed a new one.
Oh, what was wrong with it besides the hard drive?
I don't know what. It's not really that bad, but she wanted a new one, and it kept kind of.
I want something new.
Kept turning itself off every now and then, which, granted, is kind of annoying in the middle of a stream.
That did happen with me as well once. The other day when I was playing Nier for, 4 hours? I think it got too hot.
So hot.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of video games, well, okay, that didn't really go anywhere.
Pretty good. Stick to the topic.
I think that's all the news for this week. But speaking of video games, which is what this podcast is about, what you been playing?
I have finally slayed the beast. No, I'm not talking about Monster Hunter, you silly old fool. I've finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Wow. Just in time for the new Game Plus update?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, they're adding a whole bunch of stuff. They're adding some new blades.
Just in time to dive right back in.
Which I probably won't do.
Okay.
But I had fun with it all the way up until the end.
Solid 6 out of 10?
Yeah, I give it a 6.5. Feeling generous.
Really?
6.5. Well, I mean, I did put 80 hours into it.
All right.
No, it's good. I'd say most of the reviews are right on the money. It's a very good RPG. It's rough around the edges, but you can see that it's a labor of love, and that really shines through. The story is super entertaining all the way through. I think if you really start picking it apart, it's still anime.
Never go full anime.
But the battle system is really good. The characters are just super fun, and the whole cast of characters is really nice. And they're all fleshed out, and you care for every single one of them. It's really been a while since I played a game like that was able to convincingly pull that off. I know you're probably never gonna finish it, but I would recommend that you at least give it a shot.
Okay.
You can play it on the go, so maybe who knows? You might get there someday.
Yeah. Okay, I got called out. Sure.
I don't hear you committing to anything, but
no, I won't.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody is looking for a really solid JRPG, I can definitely recommend Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It had some growing pains in the beginning, on account of it looking like shit when not in docked mode, and the fact that it still throws tutorials at you 30 hours into the game. But the experience as a whole is definitely worth it. Yeah,
all right.
And that's all I've been playing.
Well, I've been playing a couple of things. I've been playing some more Dragonball Fighter Z, which is still a fighter. It still looks pretty. So, yeah.
You still haven't played online?
No, I'm still making my way through town, walking fast, story mode.
Okay.
So, but I'm almost through story mode now, so I'll finally be able to kick some ass online. I'm sure they'll let me into Evo this year. Let me compete on the stage.
Sure. The man who has never played online.
Here to amaze you all. Then I also played more Monster Hunter World, which is still delightful.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. It's beautiful. It's definitely streamlined in comparison to older games. And it's just fun. It's just fun to go out and take on huge monsters, especially if you play with other people, which I've been doing. I have been playing online in Monster Hunter World. Yeah, it's just a ton of fun to all together take on these giant leviathans and come out victorious. So,
are you playing with randos or actual people?
I'm playing on my stream, so it's all people that are watching.
Oh
the
yeah,
stream
you mentioned that last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of fun. definitely. But from what I heard, the online community is pretty chill, and there's a lot of veteran Monster Hunter players that are taking newbies under their wing. From what I've heard, so apparently it's actually pretty good, even with randos. So
Okay.
there. And then I played another game that is new but not new. I believe it first got released in early access 4 years ago, but it's now out. It's the finished game, and that's Subnautica. Which I don't know if you've heard of.
What is a Subnautica?
A Subnautica is a game which could be mistaken for Minecraft underwater, but I think I haven't played that much yet. But it's a survival / crafting game underwater. You crash land on an alien planet that happens to be a very big sea. And you start out in your tiny escape pod, which floats, luckily. And from there, you swim around, you gather fish, you gather ingredients, and you build out your base and your tools and whatnot. But from what I understand, it's actually kind of like a horror game in a certain sense, where you go into, later in the game, you go into big open water, and there are, I don't know how you feel about big open water, but I think it's pretty creepy. And with me, a lot of other people, apparently.
Yet you want to be a pirate.
Yet I would like to be a pirate. Digitally. Only digitally. On the digital seas with my Assassin's Creed buddies and whatnot. So apparently it's a pretty creepy game, but so far it's pretty game. And so far so good.
Cool.
I can't really say that much about it yet.
Wait, what? What is it on? PC?
PC, but I believe it's also on the big consoles.
It's on Xbox One apparently.
Okay, not PS4 then. But yeah, I'm playing it on PC, obviously, because again, Japan.
All
Xbox
right.
does not exist here. So that's what I've been playing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Subnautica, I'm looking at some screenshots now. It looks pretty nice, but as you know, I'm not into the whole Minecraft surviving.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not as Minecraft as one might be led to believe it is. There is survival and there is crafting, but from what I gather so far, it's definitely a different kind of survival experience.
Is there also story?
Yeah, in the sense that you, I haven't gotten that far, and I've heard like snippets from other people. There's like ruins on the planet, and you have to try to make your way off of the planet. And I think there's others. So there is a story, but again, I am not that far into the game yet,
Okay.
so I can't really say how immersive it is.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
yeah, that's about it for me. You haven't played anything else?
Nope. What am I gonna play? I wanna get back into The Evil Within 2. Oh, I actually did play a bit of Horizon the other day. So yeah, trudging along. It's a really good game. Story isn't really grabbing me yet.
No, that was kind of the problem for me as well.
Don't know who will.
It was pretty.
Your wife mentioned that it has a really good story, but so far I can't really say that I'm feeling a connection with any of the characters. Did you?
I had a similar. I can see that a lot of time and effort went into it, but yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it as much as some other people did.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, because, for example, when I played the Witcher 3, for some reason I can imagine that this would even be the case if someone hadn't played The Witcher 1 or 2, but you sort of feel instantly connected with Geralt, even if I know some people don't like his gruff demeanor, but at least the connection that he has with Ciri and the people around him. I don't really feel that with Aloy and the people that she interacts with yet.
Okay. How far along would you say you are?
Wait, I'm in Meridian now. I just arrived in the big city.
Big city?
Yeah. I haven't really walked around there yet, but I just got there and that's where I left off.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't that. It's a beautiful world and a beautifully crafted game, but yeah, I wasn't sucked into it as some people were either. So
I think the combat is really good though.
Yeah, sure. It's been a while since I played it, so I would have to refresh my memory.
Yeah, just the different ways that you can take down all of the mechanical animals.
Oh, that's what well. I remember. That kind of one of the things for me being that you always end up kind of doing it the same way.
No, yeah. Well, maybe you figure out sort of the best way to do everything and sort of stick to that plan. That's I can see that happening. But for now, it feels pretty varied.
Okay. Yeah. I won't say that I'm gonna pick it up again because you'll just mock me.
Yeah, I think I've pretty. I don't want to call this too soon, but I think I've pretty effectively moved away from stacking new games onto my backlog.
Oh.
I'm gonna finish something first before I buy something new. I did get Oxenfree in the latest indie sale on the Nintendo store, but it was $5.
Which one?
Oxenfree.
Well, what's that one about? I've heard of it, but
it's basically I've only played I think 20 minutes of it, but I think it's a walking simulator, and it's fully voice acted, which is nice, and you're given a lot of dialogue options, and that's pretty much where I'm at. I think some stuff is gonna go down. I think aliens are gonna swoop in or something.
Okay, so you actually played quite a number of games.
I actually played a lot more than I thought I did.
Just didn't want to tell us. Okay, I see how it is.
You're gonna have to drag it out of me.
Yeah, so it seems. But have I
don't
squeezed
put out
you dry
easily.
now? So to put it like that?
Yeah, you've drained me. You've drained my proverbial video game loins.
Oh, nice. Well, after all that hard work, I would say that's about a show. So,
I guess it is.
Everyone, thank you. Thank you very much for listening. Yes, you. Thank you for listening to this show. We enjoy doing this show for you. Yes, you listening right now.
We see you there, buddy.
Yeah, we see you there.
Come on over here.
Yeah, no, we see you looking around.
Little rascal.
Yeah, we can see you. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to our show. We really do appreciate it. And, of course, if you have any suggestions, any questions, any remarks, anything that you want to say to us whatsoever, you can direct your letters, your words, right over to Twitter, to @GameHoneyGame, or specifically to Polar at
Guma Polar,
or me at Tayo Inc. You could also send us an email. You can send that email to game.honey with an S at gmail.com. You can also, of course, find us on most of the major, if not all of the major podcast platforms.
I'm going to say all of them.
Apple, be that Stitcher, be that Libsyn, be that Player FM, and of course YouTube. So check it out and subscribe everywhere so that you can listen to the same episode over and over again.
It'll never get old.
No, I promise you, it'll never get old.
It'll age like a fine grape.
Get stuck in your throat. So be careful, everyone, with those grapes. And thank you guys for listening. See you guys in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
長い旅の果て地図をなぞった後居場所のマーク貼り付けたぬくもりに抱かれて 季節の水を待ってそれしか考えたくな